Whether you're setting this up to train 1 or 2 guides or a team of 18 or 20, it takes pretty much the same amount of work, but it is something that's going to pay dividends for years and years to come. Hi there, Kelsey Toner here, the founder of Guest Focused Tour Business Coaching, where every day myself and our team of experienced tour business coaches are helping you build a thriving, profitable tour business. Now, in today's video, we're talking Tour Guide Training 101, some industry best practices for setting you up for success. Now, if you're anything like us here at Guest Focus, you probably care deeply about guest experience, about quality, and maintaining that as you add 1 or 2 people to your team, or potentially even up to 15, 20, and beyond. The reality is that investment in the systems, processes, and a robust training program is one of the fastest ways to drive more rave reviews, more word-of-mouth sales, and more sales and revenue. Now, we're going to break down 8 different categories of training that are important for you to consider. Some of these you might recognize, but I think some are often overlooked by tour business owners. Let's dive in. The first is orientation or onboarding. Now, this is usually something that's done once, and it's often done very soon after you hire someone. This could include an intro to some of the administrative tools that guides might need to know about, like training or scheduling software, potentially introducing them to your booking software, physical tour of the office or facilities, distribution of a company uniform or branded clothing. But this is also the opportunity to tell the founder's story, to share your company mission, vision, values, and some of the organizational structure and fellow team members that they'll be working with. Great time to introduce company policies as well. Next training category is technical skills development. So here, think about any equipment, tools, or processes that your team of tour leaders might need to know about. Sometimes this could be you offering the training, or sometimes even external bodies. When I was leading wilderness tours, I remember part of my training was going through a wilderness first responder to make sure that I had the rescue skills when I was leading these tours. But let's look at some other examples. If you're running a bike tour company, perhaps how to properly size equipment for guests, think bikes, helmets, how to perform any required repairs or common adjustments. Could be related to equipment maintenance or storage, digital waiver, point of sale training, vehicle or trailer training, or cleaning up and closing the office space. Our next training category is safety and liability training. So this should prevent your staff from injury while on the job, but it's also going to prepare them for handling emergency situations that might come up on tour and give them the tools for documenting and reporting those incidences. To set your staff up for success, you should have clear procedures for your tour leaders and frontline staff to follow in emergency situations. Here's some examples. Injured guest or staff. If you have a vehicle accident, who to contact, what to do, what to fill out. What about lost or missing guests? Incidents of verbal, physical, or sexual abuse on a tour. Severe weather, or potentially even just disruptive guests. Now, if you just looked at some of the things on that list and are feeling like, ooh, actually, Kelsey, I don't have anything written down, or I don't have training on any of those topics, well, that's okay. You don't have to beat yourself up. But just know, if you are looking to expand beyond yourself and really set your guides up for success, then knowing what to do when things go wrong, providing training on these types of situations is crucial for helping you grow and scale your tour business. The next training category is tour content and logistics. So here we're really getting into some of the key deliverables for that individual role as a tour leader or experienced host, but also on a per tour level. What are some of the key deliverables? What are some of the expectations? What are some of the logistics that they need to know about delivering that specific product or service? And we actually have another training video on how to create world-class documentation for your tour's activity and experiences, but here's a list to get you inspired. Start with those guest-facing tour descriptions so that your team of tour leaders actually know what has been sold to your guests. Pre-tour checklists, on-tour checklists, including step-by-step instructions where the timing, stops, points of interest, and maybe some best practices for managing some of those most common challenges. A post-tour checklist is key, as well as getting into our tour content. So here, think about stories, think about that, potentially scripts if you use those, or guest frequently asked questions. Our next training category is soft skills development. So here, think about those people skills of our tour leaders and guides and experienced hosts that we are often hiring for, but it is a mistake to not provide additional training or professional development in these areas. Think, of course, communication, public speaking, conflict resolution, leadership, working with upset guests. Many of you know that through Be a Better Guide and now Guest Focus, you can find free training videos on our website. I've had people come up to me and say, Kelsey, we've been using your videos for years to train our tour leaders. That stuff is great. But think also role playing. If there's common challenging situations that you know your tour leaders and staff are going to be facing, do some role playing during a training exercise or during ongoing training to work through some of those challenging situations. In our coaching program, we also provide provide you free of charge 4 hours of the world's best tour leader training. If this is something you want to add to your training regimen, there are really easy solutions out there. We'd love to talk to you about it. Our next training category is products and services training. This is one that is also often overlooked. This is your opportunity to acquaint your tour leaders and frontline staff with your full range of products and services. This not only allows them to answer guest questions about what your other offers are, but it also can equip them with the information and maybe some skills for upselling and cross-selling and increasing the revenue per guest. Now, if you are one of the many tour business owners out there who are frustrated that your tour leaders don't do a better job of selling their tours, it's probably related to the fact that we're not giving them any training or tools. And we here at Guest Focus have a ton of best practices we'd love to share with you. Just the other day, here's one for free. We were helping a tour business owner structure their tours so that they had a 15-minute break where the tour leader could say, hey, just before we go on break, I want to let you know about some of the tours that are happening tonight and tomorrow. And if you come see me now or at the end of the tour, we can give you a 10 or 15% discount that you can only get directly through me. Then you equip your tour leaders not only with the sort of sales page or some sales information, but a QR code that not only makes it easy for that guest to book a tour right there. The QR code takes them, adds the discount for your booking software. And as another best practice, you can also link it essentially as an affiliate so you can track the commissions to your individual guides. Training and tools like these will make a world of difference in terms of maximizing your revenue per guest. Our next training category is quality and performance evaluation. You need to make your staff members aware of how you are measuring and monitoring quality on your tours, activity, and experiences, as well as how they are being measured in terms of performance in their role. You should train your guides on how your company collects feedback from guests, how you monitor and manage online reviews, how their tour leader performance is measured. They should have an understanding of, do they have scheduled check-ins or performance reviews throughout the season? And do you have any incentives or bonuses for excellent performance? I know many companies that use poor reviews or low performance as a trigger for some of those check-ins with staff and tour leaders as well. If you have a mystery shopper program where you are anonymously checking the quality, this is a great time to let your tour leaders know about that. Our final recommended training category is that of team building. So this is where we're making space to really work on and build cohesion and unity within your staff and within your team of tour leaders. This can help not only with retention, but increasing communication, increasing longevity, how long people are going to be staying with you, and building a company culture that is centered around that obsession with creating unforgettable experiences. This can be as simple as making time for name games and icebreakers or social events and activities throughout the year. Do you have ongoing training events, any company-wide meetings or updates, and staff recognition or rewards? So there you have it, 8 core training categories for building a world-class tour leader training program. So it's time to take action. You might want to go back and pause and have a look at each one of those categories and ask, hey, are we providing any training in this area? And have we documented it so that we can use it year after year? Now, does this seem like a lot of work? Absolutely. And the honest truth is, whether you're setting this up to train 1 or 2 guides or a team of 18 or 20, it takes pretty much the same amount of work. But it is something that's going to pay dividends for years and years to come. The reality is that knowledgeable, confident, well-trained, and well-prepared guides, hosts, and tour leaders are one of the biggest drivers of success in your tour business. That is going to help you generate more rave reviews, more word-of-mouth referrals, more revenue, and more profit. And that's why it is absolutely worthwhile. Look, we'd love to help you with this. And as another free gift, we're happy to share our Tour Leader Coaching Card, which is a great tool for practical feedback that you can implement throughout your season. You can grab a free copy at guestfocus.com/coaching card. Down below, let me know, are there any other training areas that you feel like we missed? Or do you have some best practices when it comes to building a world-class tour leader training program? We'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next video.